How to make bridal robe. You all welcome. In today's tutorial we are going to make this overlap bridal robe. If this is what you are looking forward to learn, then let's begin. The materials that we are going to need is 3 yards of fabric if you are a medium size or a large person. So this is my fabric, your pattern paper, and the measurements needed is your hip and the length. That is 42 and my length I'm using is 35. We are dividing this measurement into 4 to insert it, but before then please mark 4 inches at the beginning of your pattern paper this way. This will serve us for the front. Okay, this is what is going to be the overlap at the front for you. Okay, so now fold it inside so that we can start with the back pattern. Okay, so mark your starting line at the beginning of your paper this way. Divide your hip measurement by 4 and add 1 inch to it as a sewing allowance. So I had 11.5, so you input your 11.5 all down to the end of your fabric. Connect it with your long ruler, and the neckline we are going to mark 2 inches. Then we count down by 1 inch. We connect it this way. Then the 35 inches length, you measure your 35 inches length this way. You connect it with your ruler and add 1 or 2 inches hem allowance to it to help you fold the edges, the rough edges inside perfectly. And then the armhole, before then we want to mark our shoulder slope. Okay, so from the end of the other side of your pattern paper, connect it, come down by 1 inch and connect it to your back neckline. Your sleeve or your armhole measurements, measure 10 inches, then connect it inside this way. Bring out your armhole curve and then just use it to curve the armhole inside a bit. So this is my armhole curve, and then that is all for the back pattern. That's all. Cut it out. We are done cutting it out, and we want to open that 4 inches we took from the beginning so that we'll mark the front pattern on the same pattern paper. So look at it, indicate it back, and then this sign should be there so that when you're cutting on the main fabric, you know that that place should be folded. Okay, unfold. Yes, so we've opened up our 4 inches. We are going to mark, come down by 10 to 12 inches from the back neckline like this. Mark your 12 inches. Then from where you mark your 2 inches from your back neckline, you connect it to it. Look at it. Good. So this is the front. So you want to slant it to this part of the 4 inches, and now this will set as the back and the front on the same pattern paper. So this is how to cut the remaining excess out. You see, from the neckline area to where you slanted it to the 4 inches from the beginning. That's how to do it on the main fabric. Okay, to cut the back, you just fold the 4 inches inside, and to cut the front, you fold the neckline inside this way and you open up that 4 inches out, and then you indicate it as front. You see, so let me bring out the fabric and then indicate it on the fabric for you to see. You see, I folded my fabric into 2 this way, and this is the back pattern. You see, I am using my pins to hold it together so that when I'm cutting, it will not be shifting from the fabric. So you see back. Okay, that this part is folded the indication of the I did on the pattern. So I'm cutting it out, my back pattern out. And look at it. Let me open it up for you to see. When you open it up, this is out. And the front pattern, you have to open it like this. And then I've folded the back neckline inside. You see? So this is also the front pattern. This one is open. There's no folding anywhere. So as we are done cutting the front, let me open this one also up for you to see, so that you know that you are on point. So this is it. This is the front. So we are cutting a long rope, okay, fabric for the design at the front. That is about 90 to 100 inches long, or better still, just use your tape measure to measure the front to your back. Okay, all right. So this will be our sleeve. The sleeve, we are cutting the two together. Okay, so the width measures 11 inches and the length is 16 inches. Come down at the opening area 4 inches down like this, and then at the folded area at the top, you just connect it like this, like S. Okay, so looking at it, this is how the sleeve is. Okay, so you cut it out, and then you cut some of the design setting to design the length of it. This one is optional. If you want it plain, you can just leave it. So here I have putting the back and both the front pattern together. We are going to sew the shoulder by shoulder. So here is me, the front side, or the proper side facing each other, well connected and aligned, using the pins to hold the shoulder by shoulder, and then the side by side. So you sew half inch. See, I've taken my time at this particular point because it's time for us to sew. So I'm being slow here, so you take note of it. Just use your pins to hold it. The other side, so repeat the same thing. Pin it down so that when we go to our sewing machine, we will not come to the working table to pin it again. We are going to sew the shoulder by shoulder and then the side by side too. So look at it. We are done. Let's go to the sewing machine. We are sewing the shoulder first, okay? So just half inch, you backstitch it nicely to make your thread strong. You do the same for the other side, and now we want to sew the side of it. Start from where the armhole area is, the beginning, then you sew half inch. Remember, we added 1 inch sewing allowance, so we are using it to sew half inch here, and then the other side too, we are using half inch. We are done. Okay, so look at it. We want to insert our long rope that we took, but before you iron it and then fold your long rope. If it is not long enough, do cut and join. Fold it into two this way, and then notch at the back of your neckline like this, and align it at the fold the long rope into two, and align it also to the middle to middle, okay, of the back and the middle part of the rope to connect. Use your pins and then align all of them to the rough edges at the middle part of your rope. Okay, so here's the front. This is the front. Connect it this way. You see that the rope that we took, we folded it into two. Now, okay, look at it at the back, and then it is falling on the right side of the rope. So we are sewing 1/2 inches all through. You start with the sewing at the beginning of the hemming place. Okay, the length of your rope is where you have to start sewing. Then you bring it all up, you come to the neckline area, then you connect it also down to the other length of the other side of your fabric. If you are into sewing, I know you know what I'm talking about. I keep explaining because of maybe somebody who is beginning or a beginner in sewing. We are done, and then want to join and sew our sleeve at once. So I folded the design setting too, and I've joined it to the length or the down part of my sleeve, and I'm sewing it 1/2 inch. Look at it. Back stitch and cut off the thread and fold your sleeve into two, and now insert your armhole measurements. Okay, use your tape measure to measure on the rope before you sew. Okay, so this is 10 inches. Then I'm done sewing. I want to sew the belt for the rope. 4 inches width by 70 inches length for the belt. Now I want to insert my sleeve and hem the length of the rope. So look at it. This is the belt. Okay, I said it is length 70 by 4 inches. You fold it into two, you sew all down, then you leave some 2 inches opening at the middle part, then you use it to turn it inside out like this. Okay, use it to turn inside out. You want a professional finish or look, then you go and top stitch that 2 inches opening. I'm done. You see the 2 inches I used to turn it. This is it. I'll go and then top stitch it. I'm done, and we are done with the belt. So this is the sleeve too. This is the sleeve, neatly ironed, and the hemming, the 2 inches hem allowance you left, you fold it half, and then you flip it on again like this. You iron and you go and sew it down. Look at it, hemly and perfectly done. Here's the sleeve and then armhole. So the sleeve of the, you connect both the seam, okay, at the middle part, and then the middle parts or the seam of the dress, you align it together this way. You now want to join the shoulder length where you sew the shoulder to shoulder. You align it to the middle part of the sleeve too. If you didn't iron, then you have to notch it to know the middle part of the sleeve. Okay, then look at it. If the measurements you took at the armhole to sew the sleeve is aligned for the sleeve, then you should know that as you are aligning it, everything should just be perfect this way. I'm done sewing. I sew 1/2 inch all around, and look at the other side too. So let me turn it inside out for you to see. You see, everything is aligned. The seam and the seam of the dress, and then that of the sleeve is just perfectly done. So to input your belt, okay, you where your armhole is, okay, where you just inserted the sleeve, yes, open it up this way, measure there by 5, come down by 5 inches, and where you've marked your 5 inches, put your tape measure there and come down by 2 inches. Now it is this 2 inches is what we are going to insert our belt hook, okay, yes. So to get the hook, do the same thing for the other side of the armhole area too. This is my fabric of 4 inches, and then the length is 10, okay. Fold it into two at the beautiful side like this, and fold it again this way, and go and sew the opening area down. After sewing, put it at the middle part of where you took that 2 inches, okay, where the 5 inches end. Then you cut it like this, and then you fold the small distance inside, and then you put it on top of where the 2 inches ends. Please look at it. I'm done sewing it. I did the same thing for this side. Now bring out your belt and then insert it inside. Let me go to my dummy and put it on the dummy for you to see the outcome of it. Was this video helpful? Because that is all for this tutorial. Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye.